Hello and greetings everyone. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. Indeed, the bull run cycle of 2024 is in full effect. In this video today, we're going to go through the most popular staking platforms of the last bull run in 2021. One of the firsts are coming back from a long winter slumber, and the platforms we're talking about, of course, one of them, the first one, is known as Tomb. Tomb Finance has been making waves in the last bull run. It was one of the most highly copied platforms. There are so many different variations of this platform. It's a staking platform where you use certain game theories. However, unfortunately, after a high rise and hitting billions in market cap and reaching its peak of its popularities end of November, it all came crashing down due to the overinflation and overminting of its native tokens. And that's the fate of many projects. It's not just a Tomb Finance situation, but many of these proof of stake platforms that have staking capabilities suffer the same fate. If we come here and look at Aave, for example, we see the same effect. These proof of stake protocols that offer staking capabilities, that all suffer out one issue: inflation. Inflation has been really bringing them down because they're issuing native tokens and they don't have binding mechanisms. They're very inflationary, and this makes them not be sustainable, and they run best during the bull runs, because during the bull run there's more buy pressure than sell pressure. So even though they're issuing native tokens, the buy pressure led by the bull run usually has helped them, and this is why you see how it's all been spiked. And this is not just an isolated situation. If we look at our famous Uniswap, which has arguably the best use case on Ethereum, it being our decentralized exchange, you see the chart looks exactly the same, because they have staking platforms that are just issuing native tokens that are inflationary. Now that we've made the point, like I say, Tomb Finance was one of the major ones that was really making a lot of waves. It brought a lot of excitement into DeFi on various blockchains, from Chronos to Avalanche to obviously Phantom on Ethereum. On all these various blockchains, different variations of Tomb Finance came to play. So Tomb Finance community, pay attention in this video, because there's a new project here that is extremely deflationary and solved the challenges that Tomb Finance was facing, fixed it and revamped it and made it more deflationary. So stick with it to the end of the video. Another one, famous one, is Olympus DAO. Same concept. It is also one of the most copied projects during the last bull run. It's also a staking platform, very popular. It invented the game theory 3,3, stressing that the community should be staking and none of us should be unstaking and selling. As long as everybody remains staked, the project just took off. And if we come here and look at Olympus DAO, now you see how the inflation just caused it to completely crash. It was just overinflated, and also many of its copies on various blockchains experienced the same fate. It was just overinflated. They didn't have any built-in mechanisms. Game theory was just unsustainable, and they all suffered the same fate. If you come here, you see it dropped 99.6%. But these were the most popular staking platforms back then, and they hit all-time highs. If we look at here, all-time high was $3,209 per ohm, and now it's down to right below $12. So these were the most popular staking platforms, and now newer version of them are starting to come out. Their downfall was just overinflation. As you see, they were minting more of the native tokens, and these are the three downfalls. It wasn't retaining liquidity. They were not deflationary or scarce. They were not using their volume effectively to bring stability to the ecosystem, and their staking platform was not sustainable because they were issuing their own native tokens. All these four challenges have been addressed by Bullrun. Bullrun is the hottest staking platform right now, entering into the 2024 Bullrun cycle. If you are a fan and participated in Tomb Finance and different variations, if you enjoyed the game theories, if you enjoyed Olympus DAO and the staking platform, this is the more deflationary version of it. I personally was very inspired by Olympus DAO and Tomb Finance. I participated in the different variations, and I had fun with it last bull run, to say the least. And we had to tweak it, adjust it, and make it more sustainable, more deflationary. And let's look at it, how it's more different than the other ones. First of all, the aim. Aim is completely different here. is to be the most liquid utility token in existence. And to do this, we have built-in mechanisms within our ecosystem to retain liquidity. Liquidity is key because if we go back here, we look at the downfall of both Tomb Finance and Olympus DAO was because overinflation. No liquidity was being retained so that anyone who wants to exit the position would have enough liquidity to exit. Besides, there were just too many tokens being issued with these ridiculously high APRs. Of course, it would come down after such a big pump. So during the bull run, the buy pressure was high enough to sustain the inflation. But after the bull run, when the buy pressure diminished, this is how you see the whole house of cards came crumbling down and the whole game theory proved to be unsustainable. Now, Bullrun took a completely different approach. We aim to retain liquidity, to be hyper deflationary, and to use our volume to be sustainable. This is how we go about it. First of all, we have a limited supply of 1 million tokens. There's only 1 million tokens. That's how much we started with. And we are deflationary, meaning we use taxes, 6% on the buy and 6% on the sell. This is how they're distributed. 1% goes towards burn. We call it true burn because it actually doesn't just burn the tokens and takes them to the dead wallet, but it actually removes them from the total supply. Let's look at it more closely. We started with 1 million tokens. Now we are down to 972,000 tokens. So with every trade, every time there's a buy or a sell, the max total supply amount is being reduced. So it's a scarce token. That's the first thing that we solved. All our favorite projects that were suffering through overinflation, we solved it by making this token deflationary and scarce. The total supply keeps getting scarcer and scarcer. So this is the first thing that we changed. Another thing, what we did is we adding liquidity to it. So 3% on the buy and sell side go towards retaining liquidity. Liquidity is important because it brings stability. And as the ecosystem grows, there is enough liquidity and this brings trust. And liquidity attracts traders. Traders bring volume. Volume bring more USDC distributions for the stakers. And you see this flywheel effect starts kicking in. So liquidity is key. 3% goes towards liquidity. And if we look at our liquidity to market cap ratio, we have a very healthy liquidity. It's over 60% right now. And the best part about all this, we're only sitting at 367,000 in market cap. We all know how these staking platforms, how well they performed in the last bull run. As you see here, they all took off. They were the most copied projects during the last bull cycle. They brought so much excitement to communities and blockchains alike. A lot of communities gathered together and just hopped from one to the next. It was really a fun time. However, we needed something that you don't have to just keep jumping from one to the next. One that is more sustainable and is built for the long run, so that we can enjoy the fun even beyond the bull run. But besides using the taxes, we also have NFT boosters. These NFTs, you can purchase up to 5 of them and stake them to boost your USDC distributions to 100%. If you only stake your BRL tokens, you only get 70%. In order to maximize your USDC distributions to 100%, you need to buy a maximum of 5 of these boosters. All the revenue generated from these boosters are being added into the liquidity pool. And there's an unlimited supply of these NFT boosters to enable us to be able to scale as we grow as an ecosystem, as a community. We'll have unlimited revenue source and using the revenue to add into the liquidity to build even a deeper liquidity. And our third way how we retain liquidity is we put aside 10% of the total supply and we staked them on the staking platform. So these 10% are also earning USDC distributions. So these USDC distributions are then also used to compound, to do buybacks. So the function of this is just to keep doing buybacks and stake. This is how we sustain a healthy, sustainable, and very liquid ecosystem. So we talked about the burn, how we are becoming scarcer and scarcer with every trade. We talked about how we are sustaining liquidity 3 different ways besides just using the taxes. And now let's get to our staking platform. We have a dual staking platform, meaning you can stake, like we just discussed, the NFTs besides the BRL tokens. Let's get to our staking platform. This is how the interface looks on the staking platform. And one thing I have to really highlight here is that unlike other staking platforms, this staking platform is giving you not your native tokens, but USDC stablecoin. And this is driven by volume. the higher the volume, the higher the USDC distributions. This entire ecosystem is sustainable because it's volume driven. And it's extremely deflationary because we're not giving out a native token, it's USDC. Another thing is that there's, like we just discussed, the Bullrun staking boosters, NFTs. Each one gives you 6%. You can stake a maximum of 5 to maximize your USDC distributions to 100%. And like we said, 100% of the revenue generated from these NFTs go towards liquidity. Another thing that sets us apart is, like you see here, there are no staking or unstaking fees, and there are no time lock periods. So you can stake, unstake anytime without being charged any staking or unstaking fees. This is another thing that makes our ecosystem stand out. So this is the staking platform. This is where you come and stake your BRL tokens. If you've purchased your BRL tokens here, obviously this is a blank address that I'm using here so that I can show you how a staking platform looks like. This is why there are no Bullrun tokens here. This wallet has no activities. So anyway, this is where you'll see how much BRL you have. You'll be able to come here, hit how much you want to stake, or just hit max, and then you stake your BRL tokens. Over here, this is where you'll see your personal APR will be calculated based on the daily volume, and you'll be able to claim your USDC. And if you want to unstake, you just come here and hit the minus, and then you'll be able to unstake anytime you want. There's no time lock. Again, there's no staking or unstaking fees. Boost your staking. This is where you stake your NFTs. You can stake up to 5, like we said, and it will boost your USDC distributions to 100. And if you don't have any, you can purchase them from here, and you can buy up to 5 of them, and then you can just mint them, and they'll be in your wallet. You'll be able to see them, how many you have, and then you'll be able to stake. Currently, there are 474 NFTs staked right now. Total staked value is at over 216,000 right now, and there are over 568,000 Bullrun staked. Let's go to Etherscan and look at it even closer. If you come to Etherscan, you'll notice that the #1 wallet right now, this is our staking contract. Over 58% of the total supply is being staked right now. Notice how high this is, and this is coming out of the bear market. Keep in mind, Bullrun was developed during a bear market, so we are battle tested. Our concept works. We didn't come from a long winter sleep and are showing up now when the weather is fine and the Bullrun is starting. We went through the bear market for a whole year and we came out of it successful. Our concept and game theory has proven us to be effective, and it works. And if it works during a bear market, obviously it's going to work during a bull market. This is a much more sustainable, deflationary version of our favorite platform, staking platforms of 2021, which is Tomb Finance and Olympus DAO. So all these communities from Tomb Finance and Olympus DAO that really want something that is more sustainable, deflationary, and that is driven by volume and even has lower taxes. You're not being charged any staking or unstaking fees. This is the platform for 2024. We all know what such platforms did last bull run. You want to get in early, you want to position yourself, because we all know what these community-driven projects are capable of doing. It's not a financial advice. This is just to highlight that our favorite platforms are combined in one. We made it more deflationary, more sustainable, and we have a better game theory coming out of the bear market with a high liquidity to market cap ratio sitting at 222,000, still having a low market cap right now, retaining liquidity, binding tokens, reducing our total supply like we saw here. This is how you want to go about this. And something that really stands out here is that over 58% of the total supply is being staked, and many more will be staked because now we're entering the bull run cycle. So this number will increase. While trades are going on, this number of total supply, we started with 1 million, like we said, and now it's down to 972,000. So this number will keep decreasing. While staked amount will increase, the total supply will keep decreasing. This will cause buy pressure and a price squeeze. Combine this with having a deep liquidity, which will attract even more traders. This is a catalyst set up to explode. So if you are part of last year's Tomb Finance, and you know how it works, and you had fun with it, and you are part of the Olympus DAO staking platform, and you're aware that these are the 2 most copied platforms in the space, and now we have one that combines both of them, but makes them more efficient, more sustainable, issues USDC stablecoin for them, retains liquidity, reduces the total supply, and has a more sustainable staking game theory. Use this video today as your point of reference and go down the rabbit hole. Do your own research. The best part about it also, of course, the audit. There's an audit also done on this. So the smart contract has been audited and it's secure. So this is another thing that we lay emphasis on. Also, what you need to know is that liquidity has been locked for 10 years. The market cap is right below 400,000. So there's still a lot of room for growth. And we all know what these platforms did in the last bull run. They were up in the billions in market cap. So this is the more sustainable version of it, more deflationary version of it. And instead of issuing more tokens like the original Olympus DAO and Tomb Finance did, as you see here, this total supply is actually decreasing. So you can only imagine the combination of decreasing the total supply and increasing the staked amount and the high demand of the token. We all know what kind of a price increase that will cause. Combining that with the still relatively low market cap, this is a major combination. So this is it, a short video that I made to just inform the Tomb Finance community and the Olympus DAO community that there is a more sustainable version out here that is driven by volume and not just by randomly minting a high APY of tokens that will end up being overinflated and cause the whole house of cards to crumble. But this is a more well put together, deflationary, sustainable and volume driven ecosystem of our favorite staking platforms of last bull run. So this is the video for today. Take this as your first reference point. Go down the rabbit hole, do your own research. You're welcome to join our community, of course. You can find us here on Telegram, Twitter, and YouTube. You can find us on X. We are very, very active on Twitter. We have also weekly community events, Twitter Spaces, VCs on Telegram, and we also on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel as well. And just like Tomb Finance, of course, we also have 3 ecosystem tokens, with the youngest one being Survivor. It's the only token dedicated to women, so the narrative is deep, and it also has a very low market cap, right below 300. Liquidity is locked for 100 years, as you see here, and the contract has been renounced, as you see here. If we look at the tokenomics, 100% of the supply is in the liquidity pool, meaning that there are no team wallets, no pre-sale whitelists, none of that. And with the 1% ban, makes this token extremely deflationary. So it is 100% community driven, it is 100% decentralized and transparent. And the narrative is key. You want to be original. The crypto space is filled with copy pastes. And entering into the new bull cycle, you want to have original projects, original narratives. And this is one of our tokens. It's the only token dedicated to women. There are a lot of dog, cats, and frogs tokens out there, but there's only one token dedicated to the women, to the queens out here in the crypto space that are underrepresented in this industry. The other one is Killer Whale. This is a token that is dedicated to the whales out here in the crypto space. So this is another one that is original. There is no other whale token out there. This is the only whale token in the industry right now. We stress on originality and being the first mover. And this is what we offer our community. We decided to develop our own in-house community tokens. We keep everything in-house. And Killer Whale has the same tokenomics. There's a supply of 44 billion tokens. The contract has been renounced. LP has been also locked for 100 years, 1% tax. The wallet is blacklisted. And also 100% of the total supply is in the liquidity pool. So therefore, no team tokens, no pre-sale, no whitelists, none of that. And something that I want to go back and show you also here is that the largest wallet right now, right behind the liquidity wallet, is this one that is closing in on 6%. This is the Ban wallet. So the Ban wallet is the biggest wallet right now, right behind the liquidity pool. And of course, same thing goes for Killer Whale. Its Ban wallet is the 7th largest wallet right now at 3.7%, and it will keep climbing up and eventually be also the top wallet. So Bullrun is an ecosystem where it focuses on deflationary aspects. It took the most popular and most copied staking platforms of the last bull run, combined them, made them more deflationary, more sustainable, not issuing native tokens, but issuing USDC stablecoins. And instead of inflating the market with its native token, we are actually reducing tokens. So we are scarce. And this is how we fixed the most popular staking platforms of last bull run cycle, which collapsed because they didn't have sustainable and deflationary mechanisms in play like we do at Bullrun here. This is it for today. It was just a quick video to give you a rundown on the latest staking platform in the industry that takes the most popular staking platforms, makes them more sustainable, more deflationary, scarcer, and gives back to the community through unlimited USDC distributions as long as volume is behind it. It's a win-win for everyone. It's a win for the traders, it's a win for stakers as well. And this is built for the long term. This is it for today. I hope this was informational, educational, and inspirational to you. This is not financial advice. Use this as a reference point to go down the rabbit hole, do your own research. This is it for today. Join our social platforms. We're looking forward to welcome you in our community. With that said, I want to wish everyone a wonderful rest of their day, and let's keep in touch.